what we're covering today in general takes a certain level of openness and willingness to embrace something that you don't understand,
If
right?
they try to say the same, it gets old and stale, or they change and everybody gets pissed off. It's like, well, what the hell? They look
Yes.
like they're supposed to sound like Good Charlotte, but
Yeah.
they sound more closer to a fucking deathcore. If it was forced, it would have the product would have sucked, and the product didn't suck.
So let's just get into some classics.
Found a little hour or two here while my kids are napping to throw one together. So let's make it happen. We've been busy lately, so
Yeah.
it's been hard to make our timelines work. We're edging on 100. We do have a video ready to go for that. Excited for that. The numbers, whatever the channel, who cares? It's niche. It is what it is.
Yep.
We're doing it for fun. We're gonna keep doing it, but we're still gonna celebrate the milestones because we love it. And one of the reasons we love it is for a couple of songs we're gonna cover today. Just kind of like picked out of thin air, old school, underrated. The first one you'll know.
Yeah.
A lot of folks will know. Second one, a lot of folks won't. But for the first one, it would be a surprise for I think if any kid were to stumble upon our channel. But yeah, I think we just gonna get into it and we'll talk about it.
That actually is a good kind of contrast, actually, now that I'm thinking about it here. So we're starting off with Bring Me the Horizon.
When you hear Bring Me the Horizon, you think your mind just goes to whatever last 10 years Bring Me the Horizon, right?
Yeah, happy song. Like they're
Throne,
yeah,
Shadow Moses, all good stuff. Like
yeah,
it was a big transition for them, as gatekeeping is in metal world. A lot of hate, this and that and the other, but they hit it big time with that stuff, and I loved all that new stuff out of the gate too. But there was a Bring Me the Horizon before that, and 2006 was their original album. This is the biggest song off that album. It does have, as you can see there, 9 million views, which is nothing compared to their modern stuff. They get 100 plus on all their new stuff. So they're definitely a huge cohort of Bring Me the Horizon kids who don't know this song. And maybe they do, but maybe it's just not their thing. So maybe this is a waste of time to cover it. But there's probably somebody out there who's not aware that this old school Bring Me the Horizon is legit as F, and it's where most of us got into them. It is right in line with original metalcore, deathcore stuff. They were right there with Suicide Silence. They were right there with the Whitechapels and Job for Cowboy. They were in the same cohort as those guys, and they just took it to the next level by going with a different sound and Ollie getting sober and all that shit, which was awesome.
I was pretty into Bring Me the Horizon stuff. I'm the same sort of deal. Like I think they had like a transitional. Now there's some things about this actually that I'm thinking about it actually. Like they were probably like the first one of the metal band types to really clearly like make it big by doing something like the sort of way that
they're the heaviest band
that got big.
Like got like that. Yeah. Like the original sound is the heaviest of any band who's ever gotten big.
Yeah,
who's ever gotten 100 million view video.
But like, do you think like Bring Me the Horizon doing what they did, like again going from this to like their newer stuff, like do you think they maybe kind of inspired bands like Valimaya, for example, in trying to do the same thing? Like the timing kind of makes sense, doesn't it?
I mean, probably, but you don't need them to make it obvious that like, okay, you've gotten big, gotten a little bit of distribution rights. Obviously, if you go a different direction, you have a better chance of getting more popular. I don't think it was them. It's pretty obvious that if you transition, you're gonna get more fans. It's obviously risky though, is the problem, right?
Their newer stuff is clearly more user friendly, right? Like it's more accessible. No doubt about it.
The year that Throne and Happy Song came, I heard Throne at a hockey game, dude.
Yeah,
like at a Leaf game.
I'm pretty sure they have those songs like in video games, probably. Like they definitely did get around.
That's what I'm saying. Like they nailed it. I don't know. There's so much to talk about with Bring Me the Horizon. But
here's the thing: is like just because like mainstream doesn't equal bad. That's the thing too. Is
exactly.
Unfortunately, a lot of like metal gatekeeping people think that like being a big band is like a bad thing or something. Like it's not a bad thing. No,
but it's always the classic of you want more of this. But it's like we all want more of It's Torn Away, and Valimaya didn't fully sell out like this.
No,
and they still never replicated it. No band's ever replicated that original Goat album. No band, whether they change or not. If they try to say the same, it gets old and stale. or they change and everybody gets pissed off. It's like, well, what the hell?
Yeah, it's true. It's so true. Like, they're
know?
so fucking either way, they're
You
screwed.
can't win. So you
Yeah.
might as well just be creative, go in there, do what you want to do. And that's
Yeah,
what
it's
these guys
true.
were doing, man. 100%. These guys were 100% being themselves the whole way through.
Yeah.
All he changed, which changed the band for the better,
Yeah.
for himself. Obviously, he's a better role model for the kids and stuff. You know,
Yeah.
like still throws on a sick show.
Yeah. Again, the modern Bring Me the Horizon is the one that I remember the best in terms of their live performances. Like that, like I'll never forget
Rockfest
that.
was so sick. Yeah.
We
We covered that video.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to go back and see it. Then Biscuit versus Bring Me the Horizon.
Yeah, we covered that.
And Bring
that
Me the
concert.
Horizon dusted Fred Stupid Durst.
Yeah. Speaking of, like, actually, both. I mean, ultimately, both bands are doing still pretty damn well. But obviously, Bring Me the Horizon live, as far as I'm concerned, is leaps and bounds better than Biscuit. Like, no questions about it. But yeah, anyway.
It's ironic for Fred Durst to call these guys losers. It's a little ironic, but whatever.
Bring Me the Horizon is obviously dope. They also changed a lot, even in their newer stuff. Like I remember, like even their newer albums. I think they got a little bit like even further away from metal in some ways.
They went everyone else. The new albums they explored, right?
Yeah, they did.
You know, artistically, which is good.
Yeah.
Shadow Moses is great, man. Like, yeah, a lot of the new stuff is awesome.
The issue ultimately too is, I guess, I mean, they're right. They still did do really interesting creative things, but like the issue for, I think in my head, can we have both? Like, that is what I do like about Vela Maya is that like they did change up and at least try to go more user friendly whilst like still doing justice to what most of us as fans of Vela Maya wanted us to hear, right? Like, I think Bring Me the Horizon, like they changed so significantly from their older style while still being good, which is I obviously think pointing to their own creative integrity in some ways, but like they didn't really like. Do you think they ever came back to this sound since?
No,
like at all, right? Like they never even almost never even really willingly went back to this era for themselves. You know,
no, this is metalcore / deathcore, whatever you want to call it. I think the reason people look back at it and call it metalcore instead of deathcore is because of what they've become. But at the time, it was deathcore, just like the rest of the deathcores were. Looking back, it got shifted because they're soft now. But they were part of that cohort of real deathcore bands. But like, if you think about like with Veil and like Mikasa, for instance, right? Like that song went like emo viral. Let's say,
right?
They could have just ran with that clearly because it worked. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We wouldn't have liked it, but
I think ultimately, to me though, like the main thing in terms of integrity with bands like this is still like not specifically doing it exclusively for the purpose of trying to be popular.
I don't think Bring Me the Horizon was. I think it was just legit, like all, and I don't know the rest of the band members' stories at all, but like it's pretty out there. They were all kids rocking hard and doing drugs and stuff, and all he's like, fuck this, I'm gonna sober up. And then the result of that is fucking happy song.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah.
And I think it's awesome. It's like that's what the transition should be. I think it was a natural transition. I don't think it was forced.
Yeah.
And like if it was forced, it would have the product would have sucked, and the product didn't suck. Shadow Moses is good. Sea Blocking is good. Throne's good.
Yeah.
Happy Song is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Like I don't care. I'm not insecure. It's not like Happy Song. You know what I mean? Like I don't.
Yeah.
I couldn't care less.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
I remember at Rockfest, man, I had tears in my eyes when they had that playing.
Yeah,
that song.
it was good. Yeah, it was good.
It just gives you the butterflies and the goosebumps, man.
Yeah. All right, so let's get into it. So this is Bring Me the Horizon.
This is original. This is first album, Bring Me the Horizon. This is what back when we were all getting into deathcore and metalcore and learning what real heavy death metal was. This is peak Bring Me the Horizon, 100%.
All right, guys, turn the speakers up. Let's go. Bring Me the Horizon for Stevie Wonder's Eyes Only.
So there's nothing left
Yeah, dude,
So good, dude.
dude,
It's
he was a
classics.
he was a killer on vocals like that, man.
Yeah, man.
Absolute stud.
You know, yeah, it's fucking nice. Yeah, it's classics.
I think part of the issue too is like the job for Cowboys, the All Shot Parishes, the Suicide Silences. They kind of had a different look. They had more of like a manly
Vibe.
look to them.
Yeah.
Where these guys just looked the emo part.
Yeah.
So they kind of pigeoned themselves into that MySpace, and it was all the MySpace era. So like they kind of fit that. Whereas like the actual sound is still, I mean, it's not quite like Whitechapel-y and stuff, but like they got separated because of their look. I feel like they got like
Yeah.
no one knew what to do with them because they were supposed
Yeah.
to sound. They look like they're supposed to sound like Good Charlotte,
Yeah.
but they sound more closer to a fucking deathcore.
It is like almost a separate band in terms of their sound for their newer stuff, right? Like if you think about their newer stuff, I could see the issue of having like separate fan bases essentially, right?
Yeah.
And like I can feel for both sides. Like I can feel for like the side of the newer stuff that can't access this because they never grew up in it and they don't understand it. Most people don't understand deathcore music or death metal in general. Like it is a niche, or for a long time at least, it has been a niche genre. We are the niche.
Yeah.
Most people can't access or understand the quality of music in this kind of music, really, right?
Yeah.
Like it takes a more depth, I guess, in some sense, or maybe a more of an open mind or an open ear to appreciate something like this in the deathcore, death metal scenes, really. Like, what we're covering today in general takes a certain level of openness and willingness to embrace something that you don't understand. But the issue then with Bring Me the Horizon, and I think this is the same thing as we've seen this on some other bands as well, but like the split in the fan base, that's like, what were their we've seen their concerts. I've seen the Bring Me the Horizon concert in contrast to other, in festival settings. But if it was a Bring Me the Horizon, like like headlining show, like in my head while I was like, listening to this, I'm like thinking about it live. Like this would be awesome live. Like for Stevie Wise Under, this would be an awesome song to hear live,
sick.
right?
So if they
Like,
busted
you'd
it
be
out one
moshing
day,
so
it'd be
hard.
yeah,
Like
man.
you'd be having a really good time live to a song like this. But
Yeah.
I think the issue is their more modern audiences wouldn't know what to do with a song like this.
Probably not.
Sum 41 is a good example. It's a similar example, I would say. So like a lot of people listen to like Sum 41's obviously at the time was way bigger than Bring Me the Horizon was. Sum 41 was a popular band in like the early 2000s to like 2012 or whatever, and they were never really heavy metal. Like they're obviously there's nowhere near the contrast that Bring Me the Horizon has in terms of their genre range, I would say. But Sum 41 also has a split, so we've seen them live a few times, and not every time, but at least the last couple of times I've seen Sum 41 live, the issue is live they sound very heavy metal. Like
they do, yeah. Like they're a heavy rock band live, yeah, 100%.
They come across like metal in real life.
You can enjoy their show as if you're at a metal show.
Yeah, it feels that way. But the audience obviously that Sum 41 attracts is the mainstream audiences and kind of a lot of women actually.
Yeah.
Oddly enough. So like I saw the last concert I saw from Sum 41, which is actually not that long ago. I think 2 or 3 years ago maybe. It was like mostly women, and it was surprising. Like usually for a metal concert, it's like the split's like usually 90-10.
I think you get a lot of chicks at Bring Me the Horizon too, though.
Probably yes.
Emo
yes.
chicks. Where'd you get? You get more like normal chicks.
My point is, I remember looking around at the Sum 41 concert, being like, I think half these people didn't expect this to sound so metal. Right?
Yeah.
They went to Sum 41 thinking that they're gonna hear some poppy.
It's Blink-182, yeah.
2000s. Yeah. They thought they were gonna go see Blink-182, but it sounded more like something metal, right? They didn't know what to do with it. A lot of them were like just kind of confused at what was going on, and like the rest of us, like the dudes were having a lot of fun, like moshing.
I couldn't believe how sick it was live.
Yeah, and then the other people that were not expecting it to be that heavy were just kind of bamboozled, I guess, by it.
Yeah.
And like I kind of pictured like the same sort of issue happening with Bring Me the Horizon, where you have like, do they play this live ever still? Like
I just googled it. No, the last time I could find on YouTube was 2009. So no, they don't play it.
Wow.
Live.
Yeah, so that makes sense. Because like I imagine if they played their new stuff and then just busted this out in the middle of the set, you'd be like, what the fuck? Like most of their fan base would be so confused.
They should so bad. They should big time.
It'd be so funny to see, like just the difference of their genres would be so interesting. But I think to that point, the people that probably do like both are generally open-minded people and not gatekeepers, right? So like there is an issue on both ends of it, right? Like you shouldn't be pigeonholing them to be like, oh, why don't they just make more of their old shit or whatever? I get the I also understand the frustration and the loss of what that is, right? Like
yeah,
it is. There's a couple of things, like obviously the loss of moving away from this sound for a lot of us metalheads that do love this, the originality and the like what this kind of music really is like, and having that open, just the true artistic nature and originality to this kinds of music rather than just doing what like is going to sell is obviously better for most of us.
But I think if they had tried to, the only way for this to have panned out and have more of this would be like Ollie to stay on the fucking drugs, and the whole band just to stay the same, and like, it's not good for them. It's not good for anybody. It probably wouldn't have been as good anyways.
I feel like vocally this wasn't. There's anything to it. I feel like vocally this would not have been sustainable long term anyways. Like you're not gonna sing this song. He's not gonna do this vocally every night for like 10 years and still have a voice at the end of it. Like,
all right, but like, yeah, at some point the same old gets old, so you might as well get some cool new. I don't know. Like,
yeah,
we've had the conversation about the comments collapse. It's like, how much more of that could they have done until they ruined it? Who knows? Probably, who knows? But
yeah, I agree with you. I just think it's the approach that I think that I want.
You can't fake it. You can't like this. You can't fake it. This is pure, natural, artistic.
But that's
in the moment.
That's the point, though. Is I think that some of the issue with the and again, I'm not saying I get the idea of wanting to appeal to more people, but when you're making music not for the sense of appealing to anybody, you know what I mean? Like when you're making music,
I'm not sure. Happy Song and throwing stuff and sleepwalking. I don't think those are. Those are risky. Those are risky. Happy Song's a risky move, dude. If you're them, you're like, this is pussy shit. Like, why are we doing this? They're gonna think we're all pussies. Yeah. You're like, no, fuck it. I like the song. Let's put it out there. Like, there's so many people who have been insecure about producing that.
No, I agree with you that it's still quality music. I'm just saying that the idea that something else is infiltrating the art itself is the point of contention, at least in terms of like where
you think that Modern Bring Me the Horizon was them like consciously like, hey, we need to make something that's more popular, or that was just their natural evolution? Because again, I don't think
maybe
I don't like I trust that Happy Song was 100% their own, and it's like it takes a lot of balls to produce that song and let it go out there after this. You know what I mean?
Do you really think that like you don't end up with this if I don't know. I think
Well, speaking of that, for anybody who likes new Bring Me the Horizon, just so you know, none of it exists without this. Just to point that out, right?
yeah.
If they didn't get their little bit of credit with this album, the Throne and Happy Song and that shit, none of that would exist.
But I think the point I'm trying to make is I think there's something to be said for the bands that clearly don't give a fuck.
Well, I know. Okay, so now here's our transition.
Yeah. Hey, everybody. Thanks for watching. Coming up next, one of my favorites, Car Bomb. Haven't done them enough, and this is one of their new ones, Blindsides. It's coming up next. Stay tuned.